You've taken a wrong turn down Creep Street.
Citizens of the Milky Way, I'm Maureen Bogey.
And this is Dylan Hackworth.
And you are listening to the Creep Street Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today for a very, very special, sensual, just love-filled show.
That's right.
Oh, please feel free to follow us on Instagram at Creep Street Podcast, Twitter at Creep Street Pod, or on Facebook. Feel free to email us with any questions, comments.
Oh, yeah.
Things you want us to do.
Any revelations?
Any suggestions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let us know. We also have just an incredible Patreon. We have 3 different tiers. Feel free to check out whichever tier is best for you at www.patreon.com/creepstreetpodcast.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of Patreon, Dylan, would you please read off the list of our Creep Street Elite? These are the ones that give to us at our top tier $10 level. Let's give them their due.
Well, of course, the Dream, James Watkins. The Finnish Face via a long fist. The Madman Marcus Hall. The Vivacious Vicky McHugh. The Tenacious Teresa Hackworth. The Heartbreak Kid Chris Hackworth. The British Bonebreaker Bex Martin. The Notorious Nicholas Barker. The oh-so-suave Sean Richardson. And the terrifying Taylor Lashmatz.
Thank you so much, Dylan, for reading off those important and very holy names. We just posted a movie commentary that is usually only available for the elite, but we made it available. Our Friday the 13th movie commentary is available to all tier donors, so feel free to check that out.
Absolutely. Well,
now let's... Oof, Dylan, what's going on? You feel you're getting a little sweaty.
I'm ready to let my hair down a little bit. Well, you remember how, not anymore, because they've classed up their act, but when we were younger, do you ever remember like HBO would be on?
Oh,
yeah.
They'd
have their movies, they'd have their Jason Bourne movies, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But after it got to be about 11 o'clock at night,
it got a little
steamy.
They kind of loosened up their
time.
Their boundaries a bit.
That's right. Well, that's kind of what this episode is.
Okay.
This is a little bit of we're going to call this Creep Street After Dark, and the name of this episode is I Slept with a Ghost.
That's right. You heard correctly, folks. We're talking about relations, making love with those dearly departed.
That's right. Now, I am going to state my sources actually this time at the end of the episode.
Oh,
because
great.
the titles of these articles, I feel like, would give away.
That's a good point, yeah.
So for the sake of that, I'm going to read the sources at the end of the episode.
Wise.
Well, up top, I just want to clarify a few things. The focus of this episode is not on incubi and succubi. Incubi and succubi, as I'm sure many of our listeners know, what incubi and succubi are, but we will just clarify real quick up top. Incubi and succubi, see, they've long been a facet of demonology. I'm very much oversimplifying here because in the future we will do an episode on incubi and succubi, or incubus, succubus, in the singular form. Incubi, succubi being the plural. We will do an episode on this, but I just want to distinguish that from what we're talking about real quick, just so there's no confusion.
Right.
So, just to briefly explain, an incubus is a demon that's said to take the form of a man and either tricks women into sex by posing as someone else or simply forces themselves upon the woman. And the succubi is the same thing, just the female version. And it should also be stated that incubi and succubi are also said to attack people of the same sex.
They're progressive sex demons.
But what distinguishes these demons from today's subject is, like I said, incubi and succubi either force themselves upon their victims or trick them into it.
Right.
What we're talking about today are stories of folks who claim to have knowingly and willingly got down with a ghost.
Exactly. This is also where it's a little different, too.
Right.
Where most of this genre of what we're we're covering today
Right.
is more so relations or the big SI, the big sexual intercourse.
Yeah, this is
It's either ghosts or is it a shadow person? Is
Right.
it some kind of other spiritual entity or it was something like that? Whereas the incubus succubus is a demon.
Right, and it's only there to hurt people or
Right.
to corrupt them. It's
Right.
their intention is not good things. The stories we're focusing on are like I said, people knowingly sleeping with a ghost and loving the hell out of it.
Oh yeah.
Knowing it's like they're fully aware and they're all on board.
And apparently there is a community of
Oh, yeah.
people that are interested in actually summoning a incubus or succubus to attack them. That is a
Right.
thing.
Right,
And that is another thing that blurs the line between
Yes.
what this episode and our incubus succubus episode.
Exactly.
And we're going to save it for the next one, honey, okay?
If you've had a little rendezvous with a ghost, we'd love to hear about it. We'll have you on the show.
Please.
Now, in December of 2017, a woman who was then 26 years old named Shawn Jameson. So Shawn Jameson was a 26-year-old woman, this is 2017, from Shropshire, UK. And she told The Sun, the publication, the newspaper, that she had had a romantic rendezvous with a man who had been dead for over 100 years.
Damn.
Now, you see, at the time, Jameson had just moved from North London to a new home in a cute little seaside town in Wales.
Oh, great. Yeah.
One of the first things she noticed when she got to the house was a portrait of a very handsome gent that was dated from around 1820, and it hung over the mantelpiece.
Oh my God, okay.
She was quite taken with it. That was one of the first things she asked, like, wow, that's a handsome guy.
Oh my God, yeah.
Apparently, just for something about it, she just was like, wow, that guy is smoking, and it's a painting.
And that's the thing, that it does happen, but it's not as often because, also beauty standards were different and people were dressing up friggin' weird as hell. But then you think about it and you're like, oh, this is Mr. Darcy, essentially.
Right,
okay,
right.
What a time period.
So, you see, Jameson had just left her life in London after breaking up with her longtime boyfriend. She was heartbroken and she couldn't go anywhere without being reminded of her ex, so she needed a change in scenery. So when this quaint little seaside cottage in Wales became available, it was the answer to her prayers.
Okay, this is a screenplay. It's like a Nancy Myers movie.
It's very
too.
Nancy
It's like,
Myers.
oh, I got to get out of, my London life and I got to get to
Yeah.
this, get by the sea and then wait a minute.
Yes.
Who is this, man?
It's very much the holiday.
It is the
That
holiday.
You see, this cottage had been built in the 16th century.
Damn.
And it came completely furnished with books and paintings as well as furniture. So it was just literally like walking into a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Oh my God, this is like the dream.
It's just charming, right?
But also scary,
Right. Well, part of me would be like, wow, this is almost too perfect to be true. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Well, this is exactly what the doctor had ordered in her case.
Oh yeah.
She was in a new place on her own, and she was finally feeling fulfilled through her own self and her work. She started to wonder if she'd ever need a man in her life ever again.
Okay, doing great.
This place was a dream, and she was finally feeling content in herself.
Okay, Sean, correct. Very good.
Not long after,
Oh no.
Jameson was surprised when she started having very erotic dreams.
Go on.
They were so intense that at times she'd even wake up. She was waking up
wow.
from the arousal.
Oh my God.
And
That's kind of that's kind of scary though. You're like,
right.
what in the hell is
Just-
going on?
Exactly. She enjoyed what was happening. I just want to make that clear. It wasn't like it was frightening. For
No, but
whatever
I'm
reason, she
sure
was
it's just kind of
completely-
confusing.
And she knew it was strange, but she
Yeah.
wasn't she never felt scared.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel that.
We've all had a hot little dream every now and then, but this had become frequent and intense. She'd wake up thinking she was in bed with someone only to be alone.
Oh.
Which she also kind of enjoyed because she said at first she'd wake up and part of her would be upset because she's like, oh, am I still in a relationship?
Right.
So she liked she was getting her kicks, but still was like, hey, I'm still...
She's like, I'm still, living in this cottage. I'm still living my own life.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But one night, Jameson had an experience that wasn't a dream. Here is how she describes it.
He was very gentle and stroked my body tenderly. During the lovemaking, I sensed all kinds of things about him. His name was Robert, and he lived over 100 years ago. We didn't speak, It was as if he was communicating with me telepathically. His body was soft and light. Even when he moved on top of me, pressing down, he felt almost weightless. It was very strange, but the sex was amazing.
The encounter, she says, lasted about an hour, with Jameson afterward falling asleep in her new lover's arms. When she awoke, though, the specter was gone. She was floored by what had happened, and she started to wonder if it had even happened at all. Maybe with all of these, erotic dreams she'd been having, maybe this was just like a very powerful hallucination of some kind.
I mean, yeah, what else is she going to think,
Jameson said she'd always sort of believed in ghosts, but obviously never had an experience like this. But a few days later, her ghostly lover returned for more.
Again, he appeared in the morning. We made love again, but this time afterwards, I watched him get up, get dressed, and leave the room. I was expecting to hear his footsteps on the wooden stairs, but there was no sound. I watched him through the open bedroom door and saw him kind of fade as he approached the top of the stairs. He appeared one more time after that. It was nighttime, and I was just drifting off to sleep. All of a sudden, the duvet slid off me and I could feel a cool hand running up my thigh under my nightshirt. I sobbed after he left that night. I guess I had fallen in love.
Even after a lot of research, Jameson was never able to definitively discover the identity of her spooky lover. But it should be said that today, or at least when this article was written back in 2017, Jameson is very much in a happy relationship with a living man.
Good for her. Good for her. A live man, but I'm glad that she had that experience. That really is a screenplay. I think that's like a Lifetime original movie that I think we should write.
And you know what? She even told her current boyfriend about her experience.
Oh, she did?
When I first told him about Robert, he thought it was funny. He reckons it was just a dream. But I know it wasn't a dream, it was real. And the sex was as good, if not better, than any sex I've had. Just don't tell my boyfriend that.
You were right, we do need to make that a Lifetime movie.
We really, really do.
Well, for some, these ghostly encounters are so goddamn good that they don't even want to go back to the living. They don't even...
the way they're being described so far, yeah.
That's right. Who needs someone with a pulse, you know what I mean?
Isn't it kind of nice that it's just someone that shows up at night when you're
Absolutely.
kind of hanging out and not doing much anyway? Then you can do your own...
Absolutely.
Do your own things?
Well, you see, this was the case for another English woman by the name of Amethyst Realm.
Oh, okay. I love that. Amethyst Realm.
In 2018, Realm also told The Sun, same publication, that she had roughly 20 paranormal partners.
Oh, okay. Yes, pop off. Okay.
And at that time in 2018, she was actually engaged to a ghost.
Oh my God.
You see, Realm had once been engaged to a living man, but he broke it off when he came home and walked in on her mid-coitus with a ghost.
Oh.
He called it, he's like,
my God.
That's it. We're done.
He walked in on her having sex with a ghost and he was like, I can't do that. You're literally cheating on me, but it's with a ghost.
With a ghost.
And she's like, yeah.
You see, she carried on single for a while because even though it ended her living relationship, she also wasn't like sticking around with this dead guy she was fucking either.
Well, yeah, she's still figuring it out. Yeah. God bless her. She's just like, she just started fucking dead guys.
Well, she's like, you know what? I'm going to be single for a while. But damn, doesn't love come knocking in the strangest places?
That's always, whenever you're responsible and you say, you know what, I'm not going to commit too fast to a dead man. That's the time when you do decide. It's just when the right dead man comes along.
That's right. Amethyst Realm was on a business trip in Australia when she claims to have met the dead man of her dreams.
I'd not had a phantom fling for a while, and I was away on business. Starting a new relationship was the last thing on my mind. Then one day, while I was walking through the bush, enjoying nature, I suddenly felt this incredible energy. A new lover had arrived.
Well, that was all fine and good, but when it came time to return to England, Relms was sad because she assumed, well, her new lover wouldn't be able to follow. Ghosts typically stick around, especially if they're ghosts of former people. They don't typically follow around. I mean, there's exceptions, obviously,
right.
But she was afraid that, she would have to, part ways. Well,
yeah.
She was pleasantly surprised when suddenly on the plane, she was able to sense the presence of her lover.
Okay, this is a Lifetime movie.
I was happy and excited. So excited that we had to do something about it. So we headed to the plane loo and, well, I am now a member of the Mile High Club. Do you get it? The Mile High Club.
Well, not long after, she became engaged to her ghostly man.
Oh, to the guy from Australia.
Yeah.
Okay, who doesn't? I mean, yeah. I
know,
think
right?
we've all wanted that at some point. I don't know about the ghost part, but the Australian part, yeah.
But ladies, beware.
Oh, no.
Men can still be dogs long after they've died.
Oh, my God. You've got to be fucking joking my ass.
You see, when I researched further, I found another article from just last month in the New York Post about Amethyst Realm.
Oh, my God. Okay.
And she'd called off the goddamn engagement.
Why?
Turns out her man quite literally ghosted on her.
Oh.
He just stopped coming around.
Okay. Wow. Wow. He saw an opportunity.
You see, her ghost man,
Oh, fuck.
he'd popped the question, will you marry me, on their 9-month anniversary.
Okay.
Everything seemed wonderful until they took a vacation to Thailand.
Oh, no. God, maybe there was a Look-Tep doll involved? Oh, God. Okay, let's see.
We've called the wedding off. He just completely changed. I think maybe he fell in with a bad crowd when we were on holiday. He just started becoming really inconsiderate. He'd disappear for long periods of time. When he did come back, he'd bring other spirits to the house, and they'd just stay around for days. I think he started doing drugs and partying a bit much.
Wow. Okay, so she's sticking up for herself. She's saying,
She is.
I don't like this lifestyle. This
right.
ghost is bringing in people who bringing in spirits who cannot be trusted.
That's right.
And I don't know how this ghost is fucking doing meth, but he's doing it.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to be around narcotics.
Turns out ghosts
Wow.
can be assholes.
Damn.
Well, I've got one for you.
Okay.
Turns out a man in New Jersey who claims he's been in a relationship with a ghost for 2 years. But you know what?
What?
He is convinced she is cheating on him now.
No, they've been together for 2 years. Oh no, that sucks. Okay.
The man in question, his name is Gary DiNoia.
Oh, Gary. Oh no. Fuck.
And after what seemed like a rich and fulfilling 2-year relationship with his ghost girlfriend Lisa,
Oh, I'm sure it was so good. Yeah.
he's certain she's running around on him.
Why? Why would she do that?
You see, Gary says that at the beginning of lockdown, the sex that he and Lisa were having was absolutely rocking.
Okay. So this is the beginning of lockdown. It's kind of fun that they're stuck at home together.
And let me tell you, Gary ain't shy about sharing the details.
Gary.
Give me some music. That's right.
Oh, fuck, that's good.
In one Instagram post,
Oh.
Gary stated, "It's like your whole body is having sex. And since Lisa's a spirit, she's more flexible, which allows us to experiment with all sorts of new positions."
Absolutely gross. Also, I want to let him know that your whole body is always having sex whenever you are having sex. Just a heads up.
Cut to several months deeper into this pandemic, and now there may be some trouble in paradise.
Yeah, they're starting to kind of hate each other a little bit, or not even hate each other. It's just
Right.
It's been a long time.
Gary is certain that Lisa is out seducing other men.
Fuck, cause she can. Cause she can get out of the house.
That's right. And in an interview with the Daily Star online, Gary said, "This past month, she's out all the time. Never tells me where she's going. Just says she's going out with friends. She could be anywhere with anyone. And I've always felt secure in our relationship, but lately, we haven't been having much sex. I'm worried that she's cheating on me. She says I'm being paranoid. I mean, I'm not crazy, am I? It just doesn't make any sense. I can understand wanting space, but something just feels off.
Brother, you are not being paranoid. Listen to me, okay? Whoa. This is real. If you feel this is strange, it is strange. This woman is out here saying she's going out with friends. What is open? Where is she able to do these things? And why isn't she inviting you? This has suspicious written all over and under it.
Absolutely.
You know?
Well, don't just think that these relationships are solely for people on the fringes of society.
Exactly, And it's not only in the UK, even though it's kind of seems like it.
Seems like it. Well, this last guy, he was in New Jersey.
Oh, no. Oh, that's right.
It might turn out that some people
Oh, yeah.
have had a bit of paranormal promiscuity going on. Maureen, tell us about some certain celebs who've claimed to have gotten hot and haunted.
Let's talk about these hot, haunted, horny. This is what's interesting. I didn't know about much of this. I did know that Kesha had said that she had had sex with a ghost. And I also had, known there were lots of things like this had kind of come up in movies.
Of course.
In Ghost itself, the movie Ghost.
Of course.
Also Casper itself, Devon Sawa. It's weird as my age now saying that.
Right.
But my age when I watched it,
I was in love with Christina Ricci when I was a little boy.
I was in love with Devon Sawa when I was a little girl. But it's not just on the movie screen though that we see these people we know and love.
No.
The real celebrities themselves. A lot of them have had experiences. I'm reading this from a wonderful article from bustle.com. It's called 7 Celebrities Who've Had Sex with a Ghost by Gabrielle Moss. So thank you to Gabrielle.
Nice.
One is Lucy Liu. This was a while ago. This was back in 1999.
Okay.
She said to Us Weekly that she had a sexual moment with a spirit that had crossed over to the other side.
Some sort of spirit came down from God knows where and made love to me. It was sheer bliss. I felt everything. I climaxed. And then he floated away. It was almost like what might have happened to Mary. That's how it felt. Something came down and touched me, and now it watches over me.
That is a quote from Charlie's Angels star Lucy Liu comparing herself to the Virgin Mary.
To the Mother of God.
To literal Mary.
Wow.
So there you go. That's kind of an extreme experience. She didn't just say I thought I saw a ghost and he was hot. She was like, I had a full situation.
Right.
God bless, I guess. Or maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I just hope everyone's okay. God bless. Yeah. I just hope everyone's into it. Of course, we all know. Well, maybe not we all know. Anna Nicole Smith.
Ooh.
One of our earliest kind of reality TV inspirations. She was quoted in a magazine saying that she had repeatedly had sex with a ghost.
A ghost would crawl up my leg and have sex with me at the apartment a long time ago in Texas. I used to think it was my boyfriend, and one day I woke up and it wasn't. It was like a spirit, and it was woo. I was freaked out about it, but I was like, well, you know what? He's never hurt me, and he just gave me some amazing sex, so I have no problem. It was not a dream, though, because it happened every night. I told my boyfriend, and he didn't believe me. Of course. Men.
So this was happening a lot.
Dang.
Very odd. Very weird.
Very weird.
But she went on the literal record on 2004 to say that. She wanted to spread that news. Now, as I mentioned before, there's also, of course, Kesha. She basically has just said that she had, quote, sexy time with a ghost. And also she said that she, quote, went to the bone zone with a ghost.
Oh, that's right. She was on Conan when she said
Yeah, she was on Conan and she said that. And she also said that her vagina was haunted on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Okay.
So she said that it was more, quote unquote, sexy time. I don't know. And she said that she didn't necessarily consider it, quote unquote, sex. Whatever that means to her, to you, whatever.
Interesting. Okay.
Whatever it was, she said it was real. She said it was something, and she said that it has inspired her music.
Maybe it was like more of a spiritual ecstasy or something.
I mean, she seemed to think it really was like it was a ghost of a person.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, you know.
Interesting. Okay.
I think it was more so like a penis didn't go in her vagina.
I see.
Also, there is Natasha Blasik. She was in the movie Paranormal Activity 2, funnily enough.
Oh, interesting.
And she said that she had 2 different sexual encounters with a ghost.
Okay.
And she said that at first she was like, what's going on? But eventually she just relaxed and said it was very pleasurable and that she enjoyed it. She said that it kind of opened up her eyes and she felt like she knew that there was something else out there beyond just what we know and can see in this plane.
Wow.
So there are people in the public eye that have come forward and said these things. So if anyone on Creep Street, if you have kissed a ghost, held hands with a ghost, if a ghost is just let us know.
That's
or
right.
not, but we want to hear about it.
Well, before we wrap it up real quick, as I said, let me just quickly state my sources. I used the article Fed Up with Mortal Men, Women Are Having Sex with Ghosts by Diana Tourget at Vice.com. Woman calls off wedding with ghost after he kept disappearing by Natalie O'Neill. That was on people.com. And then finally from India.com, what? Man says he has been dating a ghost for 2 years, but fears she's cheating on him now. And those are my sources. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
I know, right? Like I said, didn't want to read them up top because it kind of gave away the whole...
Yeah, those headlines kind of just pooch the landing there.
Exactly. Well, citizens of the Milky Way, that's going to wrap us up for this episode of I Slept with a Ghost.
Thanks for joining us.
That's right. As always, go to patreon.com/Creep Street Podcast if you would like to support this show. My name is Dylan Hackworth.
I'm Maureen Bogey.
Citizens of the Milky Way, good night and goodbye.